Did you know that in the 90s there was a phone booth in the middle of the Mojave Desert that people would just call for fun? Today I'm talking about Adventures with the Mojave Phone Booth, finally. Got my tea. I wanted you to be able to see the snow outside because I thought it would be a nice little backdrop to be talking about a phone booth in the desert. Unfortunately, it took me too long to get started and it's now dark outside, but you can trust me that there's many inches of snow out there. I would love to be in a warm desert right now. And I have many notes here, most of which make zero sense to me now. I mean, it's things like the road trip of life. I'm not sure what I meant by that. That's pretty good. So, the book is Adventures with the Mojave Phone Booth by Godfrey Doc Daniels, and we're just going to call him Doc because that's what I know him as. Lucky me, I have a little signed copy here, very sweet. But sadly, my book is getting very curled. I'm not happy. But I mean, I did read it a second time for this video. And you should have seen me. I was carrying this around. It was wrapped in many things as I carried it around with me to work on my many notes. It didn't save it, though. I need to buy another copy. And I have to say, I like I had a note in here. It says, follow the poles, with an exclamation mark. And then I have an arrow, and it says, in life. I don't know what I was talking about, but it kind of... I wasn't talking about this picture, because I only just noticed this as I looked down at my notes. It kind of goes with that. Follow the poles in life. Yep, that's the quality of these notes, so they're not going to be of much help to us talking about this book. It says, a work of modern cross-cultural narrative folklore and strangely poetic business that happens also to be more or less actually true. So, if you know Doc, he has a website, Deuce of Clubs, and he has a lot of little captions like that, so that's very fitting, and that's where actually his website, Deuce of Clubs, you should go check it out. The Mojave Phone Booth became famous. So do you know the story of the Mojave Phone Booth? I don't know. Maybe you don't. To get into that, let's see here. I just struggled on for 4 minutes trying to describe what the Mojave Phone Booth was. You know what? If you don't know the story of what the Mojave Phone Booth is, just go to deuceofclubs.com and look up the Mojave Phone Booth. Otherwise, all you need to know for now is that it was a phone booth that was very famous in the 1990s, and people would call it, and Doc was the person who caused it to become famous. He went to it and brought his friends there, and it's amazing. It's amazing. That's all you need to know. It's an amazing phone booth, and this is its tale. But this book is a whole lot more than just the story of a phone booth. Well, I have a quote here. Let's start with a quote. We love quotes, right? I marked the page for the quote by the phone. Oh yeah, if you like the little opening, it's going to be for, I'm doing stop motion videos, and I'm going to do one with that song, and there's phones in it. That's where that came from. But anyways, that's another tale. That's another tale. Okay, so, quote number 1 for you. This will give you an idea. This will give you a little idea. The book you are reading is a book about a telephone booth, but in a wider sense, it is a book about DIY, about concocting personal adventures, and about making new and improbable connections among strangers. That gives you a good idea to start with. So there's a lot more to this book than just the story of a phone booth, which is why I kind of call it a little self-help book, but not in a traditional sense of a self-help book. This book just makes you want to do things, want to experiment and have projects and follow your little passions, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of those. If it's interesting to you, you go for it. As I wrote in my note, it is the excitement to experiment and see where the road leads, what a dot on the map actually looks like. I guess follow those polls. Okay, so I was saying zines. Found out about the phone booth in the zine. So this is from the book. This is on page 20. Zines, homemade magazines, were ground zero of an explosion of do-it-yourselfism in the 1980s and beyond. Zines expanded the exercise of freedom of the press, a freedom up until then enjoyed mostly by wealthy people or corporations. With the cheap availability of photocopiers, lo-fi publishing became available to individuals, especially those who wanted to publish subject matter that established publishers wouldn't have recognized as worth printing. Oh, in 1982, zine editor Candy Stricker coined a term I love, SAP, self-amusing personality. Where there is a SAP, there will be DIY, and where there is DIY, you will find one or more SAPs. Self-amusement and do-it-yourself adventure are what the book you are reading is all about. And of course the cat chose just right now to jump into my lap. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, crazy as always. So I was going to have I have some zines. I wanted to have them here to show you in the video, but do you know where the zines are? They're way back there. I mean, I could get up. Do you want to see what a zine is? I guess I can edit. I'll show you what a zine is. Hold on. I happen to have some zines. So if you don't know what a zine is and you've never seen it, they're little homemade magazines. They have all different. So these are from the 2000s. Yeah, like more than 10 years ago. I don't really collect them anymore, but the author, Doc, made a zine called Wagner's World. I have always wanted to see a copy of that. So if anyone out there, has a copy of Wagner's World by Doc, please, I will buy it. I just want to see it. Who's Wagner? He's a composer, yes, but you'll have to check out Doc's site or read the book to learn more. I don't know. 1997, a Teen Queen time capsule. I don't remember this one. That was really long. I just had to move a bag for the cat. That was really long to be talking about something that really doesn't have that much to do with the book. Although in a way it does, because zines are what started the Mojave phone booth. As we said, yes. And those are my examples. I don't have any of the zines he talks about in the book, though. So I have another quote for you, because you know I love quotes. I love the quote. This is about nowhere. Being nowhere. Right? Although I freely use phrases such as middle of nowhere, it is not with... Wow. Hey! You're shaking the camera! Although I freely use phrases such as middle of nowhere, it is not with derisive intent. Most nowheres interest me more than the usual somewheres. The desert surrounding... You know, I've only been out west once. I don't know. Is it Cima or Chima? I don't know. I'm saying... What am I saying in my head? I'm saying Cima. Is it Cima? Maybe it's Chima. Maybe I've got it all wrong. You can correct me. The desert surrounding Chima exit gave me the feeling one often gets when road tripping. That obvious yet odd recognition that somebody lives in this place, just as I live in another place, and that nearly every place is someplace to somebody. I really like that. I know that, like when you're on a road trip, or even just driving in another town and you're in a neighborhood, I get that feeling. I liked that. That's just another little quote to give you a taste of what this book is like. Anyways, Doc put up a post-it note, and it said something like, remember to call the phone booth. You know, something like that. That's an iconic post-it note, and I'm sorry I can't remember exactly what it said. So he was calling it every day, and then finally this lady answered, and her name was Lorraine. And it's just pretty amazing that he just timed it just perfectly finally, and it wasn't that long he'd been trying. I mean, you know, that would seem more probable if he'd been trying for like years, that finally someone would just happen to be there at just the time he called. But I think it was only like weeks. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long. You'd think I would remember exactly. But I don't remember exactly. Well, that's just amazing to me that someone was actually there. It's like almost meant to be. Almost meant to be. And so after that phone call, he got directions how to get there, not from Lorraine. And he went to visit the phone booth. And he made a call. And, you know, you'd think it would all be over. But no. He put all about it on his webpage, and other people started calling. And it just took off. It just took off. But it's, it made me think, well, who would I call if I had gotten to go? Who would you call if you had gotten to go? And do you even know anyone's number anymore? I don't know anybody's number. I barely know my own number. But I know who I would call. I have a friend, and he knows my number. It's crazy. I don't know. I have had the same phone number for... How long have I had the same phone number? As long as I've known my friend. Like, 16, 17 years, I want to say. And, he would get new phones, and I don't know how, he just always memorized my phone number. And he used to just call me from, like, really weird places. It was kind of like our thing. Just, he'd be like, guess where I'm calling you from? So it would actually make really good sense to call him from a desert phone booth. That would top all his weird places. But there's no more desert phone booth. Not to spoil it for you. It's not really a spoiler. It's not really a spoiler. But, you know, I was just thinking the other day, I just need to memorize his number. That's like a skill I need to have. Just his one phone number memorized. And it's only fair because he knows my phone number by heart. And, you know, it's been 17 years and he's never forgotten it. And he'll just call me. From memory. From memory. He's not pushing my name. He's dialing me up from memory. That's amazing. I need to return the favor and memorize his phone number. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's always had the same phone number, too. But when was the last time you used a payphone? That's another thing I was trying to think about. Why don't we have payphones? Like, you know, sometimes you forget your phone or your battery dies or, there should be phone booths around, payphones around still, but you cannot find a payphone anywhere. I try. Every once in a while, I'll see a payphone and I'll pick up the receiver. It's dead. It's dead. There's no dial tone. That's not right. There really needs to be emergency phone booths. Look, another telephone. So I read you a lot of quotes. I just wanted to give you a good feel for the book. Because you might say, why should I read about a phone booth I've never heard of before, or I'm not interested in. But I think those quotes just show you that there's a lot to this book. It's a valuable book. And it really is. It'd be in my top 10, maybe my top 5. And I've read it twice now, and I can definitely see myself reading it again. First time I read it was 2 years ago, and I just read it. Maybe I'll read it in another 2 years. I don't know. I'll read it when I feel like I need to read it again. I would like to get another copy, though. This can be the reading copy. And then, are you like that? I have books like that. That's like, I don't know, that might be kind of strange. I have the reading copy, and then I have the bookshelf copy. I just like books a lot. So, this book, it made me laugh. There's funny thing. I laughed out loud, which doesn't happen a lot when I'm reading a book. And I also cried. Like, real, actual tears. Reading this book. You know, and there's, when the phone booth is removed, I felt really upset. And then I just feel inspired to do things like these terrible videos I'm trying so hard to do. It's an inspiring book. That's what it inspires me. I love this book. So read it. Read it. Go to Doc's website and buy it and read it. I hope you don't regret it. I don't know. I don't know who you are if you can't enjoy this book. I don't know. I don't think I could talk to you. I think that's everything I have to say. You know, I had a necklace I made with glass from the Mojave phone booth. I wanted to wear it for the video. It was kind of my good luck charm. I was just watching video on good luck charms. I'm like, I don't have a good luck charm. I've never had a good luck charm. No, I have a good luck charm. It's my Mojave phone booth glass necklace that I fashioned into a little charm on a chain. But I misplace it all the time. And it's always at the times when I'm like, I need my good luck charm. I need a good luck charm. And I don't know where it goes. I'll find it. And I'll be like, oh, it's just a regular day today when I find it. But I would have liked to have had it on for this video. I don't know. It just looks like a little piece of glass, which I wrapped with wire into a hanger and put it on a chain. It's nothing that great. It's just a piece of glass. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. See you next time.